Okay, looks like we've got everyone on board. Welcome everyone. My name is Craig Chadwell. I am with Computer Helper Publishing. I am one of the tech support people, and coincidentally, I also happen to be the webmaster and one of our marketing and advertising and graphics people. So things that you see in everyday church windows life, like the logo and the website and some of the emails and printings that go out, those are all my fault. No, I mean, those are all my responsibility is what I meant. Today we're going to take a look at the Church Windows website and the various ways you can find help on the Church Windows website and in your Church Windows software. I'm going to go back to the screen here because we are starting with the website. If you have questions along the way today, feel free to type them in. I've got Josh is here with me. You've probably been to a webinar that Josh has taught before or have spoken with him on a tech support call, so he is here also to answer your questions along the way. Let's start the Church Windows website. It is, of course, churchwindows.com. You can find it on any browser, and it's also compatible for any device. Most people access it, as my statistics show, from just a regular desktop or PC. But if you happen to have a tablet, you will see that, I'm going to shrink it here, you will see that the website will automatically reconfigure itself, giving you menus for as much space as it's got, or it will even shrink down to, let's replicate a phone size here, where everything just becomes vertically scrolling. So you don't have to worry about left to right because, well, you normally don't have that on your phone. So whether it's on a phone size, or let's say we go to tablet size, or we go to full screen size, the website will automatically adapt for you so you can find information at just about any point in time. If we have important things going on, you'll always see those going on at the top of the website. Right now, for new people, for people considering purchasing Church Windows, there's a bit of a special because we're celebrating our new ministry partnership with the United Methodist Church General Council on Finance and Administration. And actually yesterday, I think this is over now. It's going to be changing shortly, but our Church Windows web users, if you were a web user and were having issues, we apologize. Voss, our service provider, was having issues with their servers, which of course affects everybody. But looks like everything's stable as of now. On the website, you'll find three main categories that are designed to be used depending on what your purpose for the website is. If you're coming to look at the website for the first time, you're thinking of purchasing the software, or maybe you own a portion of the program presently and you maybe want to add a portion of the program and you want to research that. Research goes under investigating. I know, pretty creative, huh? Where under investigating, if you hover over it, you can go and look at each module of the program, or these headings are also something to click on. I'm going to go to software features, and it's immediately going to take me to a similar screen that gives me access to each information about each module of the program. Let's go back to the home page here. You can learn about updates and support, because that's your annual renewal that happens. If you happen to be on desktop and you're considering going to the web, here's information here. Also information about our Church Windows partners. Steeple Accounting Services is great if you need help with your accounting that's a little bit beyond what our typical support level would be. They are a third-party company that specializes in helping Church Windows users with their books when they are, well, let's say it bluntly, a mess. And also Avenco Payment Systems is another of our premium partners that is a great way to increase the giving to the church and help people to remember in the summertime. Just because you might not be coming doesn't mean your pledging stops. So that's under investigating. When you're just starting to use the program, we call that beginning. So there's a how do I start page, some information on live web training, which is, let's cover that for a minute. If you need help that's a little bit beyond a typical 10-20 minute tech support call, we have a way that our trainers can desktop stream and look at your screen with you be on the phone with you. Actually, it's much like what we're doing now, and there is an hourly rate that they can connect and help you with whatever more in-depth issues you might need help with in Church Windows. You can purchase training workbooks, and of course that's where you might have clicked free online webinars to register for this specific webinar. Once you're using the program and you just need help along the way, that's where our supporting section comes into play. There's information about updates and support. I'm going to come back to this second one later. That's in all caps for a reason. It's an important one. Here's where you can always find the most recent update. If you need to update your software, if you happen to be on, let's say, 2017.0 and you want to get up to 2017.2, you can always find that here. Tech tips and newsletters, and also at that end of year time, New Year prep and help. We always keep this updated. And some churches that are on a fiscal year, you know, your year end is coming up here in probably the next month or two if you're on the July through June year. Also on the home page, you've got information to contact us. Under Contact Us, you've got your choice of the reason you might want to contact us, whether it might be training or a suggestion. Now, if you need support, we actually need you to go to fill out a different form. So when you click on support, you'll notice it immediately says, hey, for support, would you go to the support page, please? There's also a big contact support button here, and it will take you to where we get information on exactly what you need help with. It'll ask what version of the program you might be using, what area you need help in, the operating system of your computer. Just kind of helps our techs know what's going on. Any kind of problem you might be experiencing, you can type that in. And if you happen to have a screenshot, maybe it's an error message or something, you can attach that here on the contact support form. But we said the important part under supporting is our support center. Let me back up. There's one thing I forgot to cover before I went into this part of the program, as our internet decides to slow down, of course. This little magnifying glass right here is a search where you can search for a specific topic. Now this searches the entire website and the area we're getting ready to go into, the support center. So if you're looking for information on checks, you just click it, type the word checks, hit enter, and a lot of these items are in our support center, but I thought there might have been information on an actual pay. Yeah, they talk about checks probably in the accounting section where you might go to explore Church Windows. Let's see what this goes. Yeah, it probably talks about accounting's ability to print checks. So, but the support center is a specific area of the program which you can access at any time under that heading where I did, or you can also go directly to this address you see at the top, churchwindows.com/support from anywhere will get you right to this page at any point in time. Now, contained in the support center, there are documents and videos that will help you with Church Windows. If we happen to have a video and a document about the same topic, we try to connect them on the same post so that you would see them both together. You could maybe watch a video and learn about a subject and also print a document that you could save and take with you later on. As you're scrolling down, these initial items, there are different ways to find information here. These are little thumbnail versions and a short brief description of each post in the support center, and they're typically sorted by date, so you can find the most current ones first. It's a lot to scroll through. There are literally hundreds of posts and help files and videos on about anything Church Windows related you would want to. So there are ways to pare down what you're looking for. One way is here with these categories. The categories can either be module specific or version specific. So if there's something relevant to version 20, I can click on it and only my version 20 relevant things will come up. Now you might notice in some of the headings below that it's going to say version 17 or newer. That's because it's still relevant in version 20. So we try very hard. This is a lot of work, as you can imagine, and I have a great staff that helps me keep all this as current as possible and also make it relevant. And I said it was module specific. So if we're looking for information in donations only, I click on donations and look, I've got only documents and videos relevant to donations. Those of you, now most things in Church Windows are identical between Church Windows Desktop and Church Windows Web, other than the way you log in. But the way you make a backup in Church Windows Web, or there are a couple things that are just very web specific. So there are some documents that are specific to Church Windows Web, even more specific to, we have a couple different hosts for Church Windows Web. So some things might be even specific not only to Church Windows Web, but who the hosting company that your church uses is. If you want to try to search for something more specific, there is a keyword and category search at the top here. And this is a two-part search, actually. This will help you get to something specific. Let's use my example earlier of checks. Let's say I want to learn only about checks in the donations part of the program. I'm not even sure if anything's going to come up, but we'll find out. There actually isn't a result for that. Nice. Well, that's what happens if you search a little too specific or for something that doesn't exist. But I bet there is something for checks in let's go back, Support Center. I clicked too fast. Let's go into, let's see, let's try checks again. Boy, is my internet slow, folks. I'm really sorry about this. Let's see. There we go. Let's look for checks in accounting. I am certain we are going to get results. There we go. So now we're learning about printing checks or withholding checks or voiding checks or NSF checks. And some of these might be relevant to two different areas. So if you happen to be using the old contribution module of the program, first of all, come on to donations. It's a much better world. But secondly, it does have to deal with the handling of those checks coming over into accounting. So you see how this works. And a lot of these, you'll be able to tell right away whether it's a document or video. A lot of the text will start with in this video, or you might see view or print PDF. That's going to be a video. That's going to be a document. But some of these will have both. I'm going to try to take a guess here at something I think might have both. Actually, I think voiding checks has both. There we go. Yay, picked a good example. So here we go. Voiding checks 17 and newer. Here's a document you can print, and here's a video of a previously recorded webinar also relevant to it. These videos are great because you can skip along. You can skip through them. You can see this is 23 minutes long. So you can skip along, maybe find the part of it that you specifically want to talk about. And then you've also got a document that you can download to go. And that pretty much covers the website portion of how to find things and how to find help. We also wanted to talk about how to find help within Church Windows itself. So let me open Church Windows here. And I haven't opened this version, and I just restored data, so it's gonna take a second here to think. I am going to show you where the built-in help files with Church Windows are, how to access them within the program. There are also two other ways you can access the Church Windows help files. I can tell you that on the new version resources page under supporting, which is where we talk about all things that are version 20, there's a little section over here, Church Windows help available online at any time. You can either click here, or as you see, you can go to churchwindows.com/ much like we said, we could go directly to the support center by typing /support. If you go to /CW help, this is automatically going to open up the identical help files that you have within your Church Windows program. Some people like to access it from within the program. Some people like to have it out here on the web, so here we have it. And similarly with payroll, you can access it directly by this link or churchwindows.com/CWPayHelp. This will open up the payroll help directly. And I see down here that so you see this opening screen. Take a look and kind of make a note of what it looks like. I'm now going to go into Church Windows itself. I'm going to go into, let's go into membership. And you'll notice at the top of every screen in the program, it says press F1 for help. That's your key on your keyboard. It's probably up somewhere between the number 1 and the number 2 in the upper left-hand corner of your keyboard. And when I press it, it's automatically going to open up my browser and open up the help screen. Well, it opened up the help screen for membership because I was within membership. The help is very intuitive. It's what we call context sensitive. So let me show you a little further. Let me go within membership. Let me go to visits. And once I've got the visits screen open, if I have visits open and I press the F1 button, it's automatically going to open up the help for, guess what? Visits. And the help is very intuitive. It's got a lot of links. If it wants to send you to a different area where you might be able to learn about something different, this talks about visits in relation to the people file. And here's a link that goes right to the help portion of the people file. You can also do a search. Let's stick with checks. We did checks. There are 113 different results for checks. Might need to get a little more specific. And also, you see the headings across the top of the screen here. You notice as I hover over them, they pop down with the different subheadings. So within membership, we've got, I was going to try to find the, where's it talk about visit? There we go. Within membership, we hover down and there's a little arrow that says, hey, there's another menu here. People. I can go down here to visits, and we've got 3 different basic subpages all about the visits. Records field, visits records, and the visits reports. So all of these are the same. And I can do the same thing with the one. Now this is within, I'm accessing the one from within the program, which I said is identical, and I'll even show you. Out here where I went to, this is where I went to churchwindows.com/CW help. I can still do membership, people, visits, visit reports. Absolutely identical. So we've got two different ways, well, 3 different ways, because we can access the help from the new version resources page, or by going to a direct link, or also by going to the F1 button from anywhere within any portion of Church Windows. That, my friends, pretty much wraps up what I had, and we try to keep these to about 20 minutes so that it's just a little bit of a coffee break. Hopefully you've been sipping coffee, maybe nibbling on a bagel while you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, we're going to stick around here for a little while, and we will definitely answer those. But otherwise, that's all I had for today. I thank you very much for your time and hope you have a great rest of the day. Take care, everyone.